So in today's video, I'll be showing you all the best ways to grind all the important materials in AnimeLastStand, basically just mythic shards, rerolls, pearls, jewels, and stat cubes. Hope you guys do end up finding this one helpful, and let's just get right into it. So the first thing I want to go over for this video is mythic shards, because that is probably the most asked for thing, and mythic shards are really not that hard to get. When I returned to the game, I was struggling a bit. I returned like 2 or 3 months ago, and as you can see, I've evolved a bunch of godlies since then, and it's really not that hard. Right now, I even have like, I don't even AFK that much. I have 263 mythic shards. Only godly that I need is Garo, I believe. I just haven't gotten him yet, and there is a new godly coming soon, so this video could help you. Well, the main thing you actually want to do for mythic shards, there is a way where you can do like infinite for different stuff, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't draw up shards. So what you mainly want to do is every other day, right? Every other day. So not every day. You want to do one run of each of these rush game modes, these boss rush. One run alone is enough to give you 5 mythic shards. Like you can buy all 5 here, and I believe also in the newest one, it should be enough just to do one. And if you then want to like, if you're really desperate, you could also in the normal boss rush here, the godly rush, you could also get the legendary ones. That will make you like, you'll have to do one extra run, but then you can spend the rest on rerolls or stat cubes, whatever you want. So boss rush is probably the main reason I got so stacked. Now that might kind of come as a surprise because 5 doesn't sound like a lot, but if you just do that for like 10 days, you know, do it every other day, that's 5 shops you're gonna empty out, and that's gonna be like 75 mythic shards if you only buy mythic shards. That is kind of crazy for just 10 days of just doing these 5-minute game modes once every other day. And then on top of that, you can do like, I think you might have to do a little more than 1 run here for all of these. You might have to do 2 or 3, and that's 10 mythic shards you can add up to that. Oh, I guess there's also a drop thing here, so I guess this is also, I mean, this doesn't really explain well. I didn't even know there was a view obtainment method on these things. But yeah, you can also do both dungeons. This dungeon is probably easy to solo now. Infernal dungeon might be a little harder, so you might have to do like an extra run if you don't want the hardest modifiers. Then on top of that, you also, in one run, you can probably get all 5 of these and all 5 of these. I know you can get all 5 here, but I don't know if this new one is too hard. It might be. So that is basically the way. If you do challenges, it's kind of pointless. There's no point in you doing these challenges. All you gotta do is every other day, you gotta do boss rush and dungeons. That's it. You can get like over 120, 130 mythic shards in like a little over a week. And okay, there is a little more as well. So that is not only the way. You can also, these wheels here, I'll show you all how to get a lot of jewels later. But yeah, you basically want to have enough jewels to do all the spins on this daily wheel for 1k jewels per spin. These are really good, like 15% chance for 5. That is really good. And then a new event wheel. I haven't really played this update, but I don't see any shards. And then there's of course level rewards, but that's not really a thing you grind for. And the gold shop. There's also the gold shop and the merchant that you can also sometimes, you know, like right now there's 3 in the, it's actually pretty often that there's mythic shards here, and there's always 3, I think. So that is pretty good. There is also of course tournament and infinity castle, but that's not really a grindable thing. That's kind of like a one-time thing. I mean, of course you should do tournament, and I don't really know if infinite castle is worth it, but that is basically the mythic shard methods. It's pretty easy, simple, but I know a lot of people are confused on how you get so many. That is basically how I got like all my almost 300 mythic shards. Now let's move on to rerolls. Now rerolls is a bit weird in this game because of course you can AFK farm it, and if I had to choose a raid to AFK, now this is just the AFK part. Like if you don't AFK, I'll show you all some other ways, but the best thing is to AFK. So what you probably want to AFK is like either Flying Island, Central City, or maybe, I don't know about this one, but probably Central City or Flying Island, or maybe this one if you're like kind of new to the game. I usually AFK Central City because it's just really easy and fast. I might switch to this one just for the things here. I'm pretty sure I'm still needing some stuff in the One Piece shop, so I might do that, but it basically drops the same things. So yeah, this is definitely the best way to farm rerolls, just tiny task that that overnight, and it's really easy. Like, it cannot get more simple. You don't even have to upgrade your units, to be honest. If you just find a cheap, decent unit, they can solo it. At least the Central City one. I don't know about the One Piece one, but this one is really easy to AFK solo. So that is the best way for rerolls. Now, for other rerolls, if you want to manually grind this, Boss Rush is actually kind of mid, but these Holy Invasion and Villain Invasion, what is it called? Survival shops are really good for this. Like 50 rerolls, and you can get this in like a few runs. It really doesn't take long. I think you can get it in like 2 runs. You can get all 50 here, and the same for this one. So that's 100 rerolls every other day just from doing that. And there's your weekly missions. Now, some people kind of just forget that daily and weekly exist, or at least I did, but they're actually really easy to do. And I mean, 50 rerolls, it is weekly though, so it's not that crazy. And then there is also 20 rerolls here. That's pretty decent. So yeah, the main game mode I would grind if I don't AFK rerolls overnight is survival and dungeon as well, I think. Yeah, dungeon I would probably AFK as well. This is really easy as well. Like, this is gonna take you maybe 2 runs, I think. 2 or 3 runs, I believe. And probably the same for the Monarch dungeon, I would guess, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's about the same. That is the 2 main ways you get rerolls without AFKing. And then Boss Rush is kind of mid, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of expensive compared to the rerolls. Like, as you can see, a Mythic Shard is 35 and a reroll is 25. That is really not a big difference. And a Mythic Shard has much more value. So yeah, I would not really do the Boss Rush for rerolls. I would just do my daily spins on the wheel, just like the Mythic Shards, and I would also do survival and dungeons. That is kind of the main ways. There isn't really much else. I mean, I guess there's these little events here that can also help you. You can probably get, yeah, a good bit of Mythic Shards and stuff from that, but that's not permanent, so I don't really want to spend too much time in that. And then again, I mean, there's Tournament, Infinite Castle, but now there is also one more method. There is Infinite, and Infinite actually does give you rerolls. If you go into one of the newer Infinites, damn, they've really changed this UI. If you go into one of the newer Infinites and you set that stuff to Nightmare, how the hell does this even work now? Okay, here. So if you set that to Nightmare, you're actually gonna get rerolls if you reach wave 100, or maybe you'll even get it a little before, but you mainly want to reach wave 100 because that is what it gives you 1 pearl, and it gives you like a little boost in rewards, I think. So that is also an extra method now. There is sadly no rerolls in the gold shop and merchant. Now, moving on to pearls. Pearls are a very limited thing in this game, and there's not really many ways you can obtain this currency by. Daily Hunt is probably the best way. Daily Hunt and Daily Wheel. You'll get like 3 to 5 from the daily challenge, and then there's weekly, and weekly is actually really good. 7 pearls is really good, and the daily is okay. I mean, if you do that all 7 days of the week, that's 14 pearls. Not that much though. And then there's of course the daily wheel again that you gotta do together with the daily challenge if you want as many pearls as possible. And there's Tournaments, Infinite Castle, but again, that's not a grindable method. That's a one-time thing. And there's actually pearls in, I believe, the Titan shop here, and then of course the Grill Rush, and they were okay. I mean, I don't really do these. I don't do an extra run to buy these because you basically get 1 pearl per run, and I don't really bother doing that, to be honest. But if you're really desperate, you could do that. It's gonna take you like half an hour to farm all 6 there. And then there is of course these, and again, I don't really farm this. I just don't see it as worth it, but it's like another run for each pearl. If you're really desperate, you can do that. And that is like about it, besides like some one-time things here in the raid shop. That is really it. Pearls are really limited, and I would just do daily challenge and daily wheel every single day. And if you're, again, really desperate, do boss rush and stuff, but it might low-key burn you out from the game if you have to do that many boss rush and dungeons and survival every other day just to get rerolls, Mythic Shards, and pearls. Pearls are gonna make it take so much longer, so I would probably just stick to rerolls and shards from those things. Now, the last thing I want to go over is jewels, and jewels are really easy to get. I haven't AFK'd this game in almost a month now, I think, and I still have 15k, and I spin that daily wheel almost every single day. And yeah, I mean, the main way, again, I do this is I AFK the Central City raid because it has the same amount of jewels dropped as the other ones. I'm pretty sure the bleach one is also, that one one is also 65. I prefer the central rate, I don't know why. But yeah, that is like the main way I farm it. If you want to do it manually, man, you're not gonna have fun grinding jewels manually. You're gonna get a lot from these like 10k from one level reward. That's gonna give you a lot, but again, that's a one-time thing. If you want the fastest way, you should probably do story mode on purgatory. I would say it's gonna give you the most if you do it like manually, or if you just want to AFK farm the easiest way, but I would just do raids anyway. Yeah, that is probably the best way. There isn't really much ways to get jewels, to be honest. I mean, it's just a pretty easy currency to get now from AFKing, so there isn't really a good way for manual players. I mean, yeah, you don't even get anything from tournament, and probably not any. I mean, you do get some from Infinite Castle, I guess. If you do that, you can get some, but there isn't really any great ways besides the level rewards and story and raids. I do think that is gonna be it though. If you want stat cubes, you can do infinite. That is really the best way, and that is probably like all the important resources in this game. So hope you guys did find this helpful, and thank you guys for watching.